Hello there, today I am building a modern house. I'm not building modern house that often, so it's pretty fun to build a modern house sometimes as well. And this time I wanted to try to build like a very modern house in a pretty weird shape. I didn't just want it to look like a normal modern house. I wanted it to look like a very modern, fun-shaped house, I guess. So here I'm just trying to figure out what shape I want it to be, but this isn't how it will look when it's finished. I will do some changes on it, so it will look a bit better than it does right now. And I'm not really sure what I think about this house. I kinda like it and think it looks pretty cool, but this isn't the style of house I would want to live in, I guess. But yeah, I'm using these windows from Get Together to get this look on this middle part of the house, and I think these windows are very cool and they're really fun to use them. But yeah, as you can see now, I had some trouble with making them fit everywhere because there are only this window in 2x2 shape. So I had to make some small changes to fit the windows in everywhere. But here you can kinda see how the house will look like on one side, not this side, but the other side will look like it looked right now. But this side I will be doing some changes to because I didn't think that this looked any good. But I wanted to have some cool balcony going around there, but it just didn't work. So yeah, I cut out a part here because I changed that part of the house very many times and I never got happy with the results, so it took me a really long time. But in the end I just made a simple like square shape on that side, and I think that looked the best in the end. So that's what I'm keeping. And then I just wanted to have something different on the back side here to make it look a bit more detailed. So I added this thing and put some windows in it. So now you can kinda see what the house will look like. I will of course put some windows in. And yeah, here I also tried to make this side a bit different, but I didn't think it looked that good in the end because it got too similar to the other side. So I just deleted it and let it be like this. And yeah, now I'm just adding some more windows in, and then I will probably be putting the wallpapers on. And this house will be white, blue and grey colors if I can remember correctly, maybe some wood colors as well. I guess you already saw that in the screenshots or in the thumbnail how it looks like. But yeah, it also took me a while to figure out which color I wanted. First I painted this side blue, but I kind of thought that it was too much blue to here. And here also realized some problems with the wall, and the wall had disappeared up there somehow. I'm not sure how that happened, but it happened, so I had to drag the wall there one more time. And here I'm trying to figure out which wood color I wanted to have. First I started with a darker one, but then I just decided that I wanted a pretty light wood color. And yeah, as you can see, I am changing it up a lot because I really couldn't decide how I wanted this house to look like. So I'm just changing it up a lot of times to make it look good. And I don't remember if I keep this red or if I make it in some other color. I guess we will just have to wait and see. So yeah, I also tried to make more wooden colors, but yeah, I didn't like it. But I think I will keep that back part in the light wood color. Just. And I really like those windows I have here, because I think they look a lot more interesting than just a regular windows without any details. And so I think it's really cool. And up here I wanted to put some of those dance floors to make it look like windows on the roof, I guess. And on this middle part I'm just putting this fake grass, which I had some problems with because the game didn't want me to put it there. But I managed to put it there in the end. And here I'm just changing some trims and stuff, and then I will start to do some interior stuff. So I'm starting with putting the stairs in, and then I will make the room plans. And this part of the house will just be like a stair part, so you can see down and everything. And making a big hole there, so it would be pretty cool to stand on the top floor and just watch down to the first floor, I guess. And this little part here will be the kitchen. And then I started to add some trims again, because I guess I just realized that I wanted some more. And I also tried to put some bushes up there, but it just didn't look that good. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I put those there. But luckily I realized that it looked really bad. So here I just wanted to add some pillars to make the house more detailed. But when I put those there, I realized that they are darker down and upper on them. They are lighter, so it looked a bit weird to place them like this. So I didn't know if I wanted them there or if I didn't want them there, but I ended up with just deleting them. And yeah, I'm also putting some ivy on this house. I'm not sure it's really fitting this house to have some ivy on it, but I really love to have ivy on houses, so I thought that this house could use some ivy as well. And here I'm just putting it in the pool, and they have a pretty big pool, I guess. It doesn't look like a pool for kids, but maybe more a pool for adults where they can swim back and forth. And I also tried to make some cool details on this pool and make like a little roof and put some plants and stuff on it. But I think this looked really bad, so I will be deleting it. I didn't like it at all, actually. I guess the roof was kinda cool, so I decided to keep that, but with the pillars and the fences, it just looked too much. I don't know, maybe I even delete off all the roof. Yeah, I keep this part here. So good that I remember what I am doing or something. So here I have just moved this house to another lot, to a smaller lot, because the lot I built this on first was a little bit too big for this house. So I just fixed up the bushes there so they fit a little bit better. And here I'm just doing a fence around this garden, because yeah, I just wanted to have a fence, and I made it a little bit smaller than the actual lot because I wanted it to be a little bit smaller, cozier backyard to this house. So I'm just doing some terrain painting And I wanted to have something cool right here, but I just didn't think that those fitted to be there, so I tried to make some cool terrain paint here instead. Just because I didn't want to have the normal terrain paint all the way. I wanted to blend it out a little bit, but I couldn't make that work, so in the end I just painted the terrain paint like that. And then I started to figure out what I wanted on the front of this house, because I wanted some kind of walkway leading into the house in the front as well. And I just painted or dragged these floor tiles here, and I'm just doing this little fence thing around it because I think that makes it look a little bit better than if you're just using the floor tiles. And here I'm just adding some dirt because I will place some bushes all around this little garden here. Yeah, this is a pretty different style of landscaping than what I'm usually doing, but I kinda like how it turned out. I wanted it to be a small cozy looking garden. It kinda looks more like something if you have an apartment and then you have a little small garden outside of your apartment or something, instead of having like a house with a big garden. So I'm also just putting some rocks under the flowers because I think that looks really nice, and putting some more grass and flowers and rocks in. Yeah, this is just a pretty simple garden here. I am soon done with the garden. Just couldn't really decide what to put here, so I'm just putting some potted plants as well. I think it looks really nice to blend some like real plants with potted plants in the yards. And I wanted to have something on the front of this house as well, so I'm adding some bushes instead of having a fence in the front. Because as you might know, I like to blend the fence up a little bit and not use the same fence over the whole garden. And here I just tried to find something that I could use in the front. So yeah, I'm trying a lot of different things before I am figuring out what I want to have there. But I decided to just have a fountain and paint some terrain paint around it. And no, I won't have the fountain. I used a tree in the end, and yeah, I guess that looks better than just using the fountain. And then I'm just using some of these clay pieces from the toys section instead of rocks, because I wanted to have very small rocks around that. So I really like that we can use those clays. But I really wish that we will be getting some more stones or rocks, so we can blend it up a little bit and not just have all the big rocks and one size of this small clay and use that as a rock. So here I used some pink flowers underneath those vines, so it kinda looks like that the vines are growing from that plant or something. And just fixing up a little bit. I really thought I needed something in this place, so I'm just adding those flowers like that in a straight row. And then I just start to put some furniture on this backyard, and I'm just adding a table with some chairs and some lounge chairs by the pool, because that would be really nice to have there, and some plants or some pots so your Sims can plant their stuff in there if they want to. And here I start to section out the rooms how I want them to be. So I won't be using that table which I put down there, I just put it there so I could see how much space I needed. And same thing with the furniture up there. Because I like to use some furniture so you know how much space you will need. I think that's a bit easier than just placing the rooms and then later realize that you don't have enough space. And here I'm using those wardrobes from Get Together again, because I really like the big wardrobes, so I'm using them in every build right now, I think. And I guess if you don't have Get Together, maybe you can just place a normal door there instead and add some of these shoe racks and clothes racks or something, and it will look like it is a big wardrobe in there. So here I'm just trying to decide what wallpapers I want to have everywhere, and I'm trying to have a lot of light colors and then some accent walls in the rooms, because I really like to use accent walls in builds. It really makes the house look very good, I think, and it makes the house a bit more interesting and not so boring when you're using a lot of different wallpapers and stuff. So here I'm just changing this table into a more modern table, which I will be using in the end. And yeah, trying to find some details I want to have on that table, and then I'm just using this big watch and hanging over there. And I really love these counters. It was a really long time I used them, because in the beginning when The Sims 4 got out I used these counters almost every time, so I have tried to not use them as much, but it was pretty long time ago I used them now, so I thought I could use them again, and I really love how they look like, and I really wish that we get some more counters with wood on them soon, because the other counters we have, the most of them look really plastic, which I don't like. So yeah, and here I just thought I could add some shelves and put a lot of details on them, but I'm trying to not move the items up with Alt and 9, because sometimes the items just disappear when you do that, and I don't like when stuff disappear when you have put a long time to get them there, so I tried to just get them there without any sheet or what you would call it. So here I'm starting to do the second bedroom, and this bed is probably my favorite beds of the ones we have now, even though this is like the baddest bed and you don't really want to use it when you play because the Sims doesn't sleep that well on it. But I think this is the one that looks best in my opinion. So I'm using it a lot anyway, and I really hope we get some bed stuff pack soon, because we really need more beds, and I know that there are a lot of people that think that we really need new beds, but we still haven't got any new beds, so I really hope we get some soon. And yeah, and this will be like a little wardrobe space, because the room on the third floor doesn't have a wardrobe in it, so I kind of thought that this will be the Sim who live on the third floor's wardrobe, even if that Sim needs to go down to get their clothes. Because I couldn't fit any wardrobe up here, because this room has a bit of a weird shape, I guess. But I liked it, and here I'm just placing some paintings, and I really like how that paintings look like together. And I guess these windows can be a bit bad because I think it looks cool on the outside to have these many windows like that, but it looks a little bit weird from the inside when you have a whole room like that. And you can see here, if you put a wall through the windows, they get black. But yeah, I just kinda ignored that and made it like this anyway, because I didn't want to make the bathroom bigger than this, and I couldn't make it smaller, so we just have to deal with that. But I really like this little, what would you say, office space or something with this graffiti on. I think that looked really cool. And this will be the living room, and I thought it was a really nice place to have a living room on, with all of those windows. And I'm just placing some couches, and I really wanted to have a bookcase behind this couch, but I thought that just looked really weird because of the windows, so I ended up with not placing them like that. And here I'm using many tables and put them together to get this cool shape. I think it kind of looks like a flower, and I really like how that looks like. So I guess that's a good tip if you want to have like a new kind of table. And this table doesn't glitch out that much like stuff usually do when you put them together, and it doesn't disappear or anything, so I think that is very, very good. But yeah, I tried some other table shapes because I wanted to see if those looked better, but I really think that this table fitted this house. And there I'm just placing a stereo beneath the TV to make it look like it's the speakers to the TV or something. And here I wanted some more details over this bookcase, so I'm just adding some shelves there, which I will put some stuff on later. And here I just needed to put something to take that space up, so I'm just using a little table and placing some stuff on it to make it look good. And yeah, I guess I always use the same items on these shelves and those side tables, but I think that looks really good, so that's why I am using it so much. And here I just wanted to have a little entrance area, so I'm putting a little dresser there with some mirrors and some details on there. And here I'm adding some rugs, I mean, not roofs. And it's the same type of rug, but I changed it to different colors so it wouldn't look like it's just the same everywhere. And here I just had like a very big space, or it's not a big space because I couldn't fit a lot of item in, but it's a pretty long wall where I had to put some stuff on, so to take up the space. So I'm just placing some bookcases and a table, and then I decided to put this DJ table in there, with some graffiti over, which I think looks really nice. But here I am pretty much done with this house, so I'm just turning around so you can see how it all looks like. And yeah, I think this building looks very cool. And here you have the screenshots. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Goodbye!
reflection